Hey, what's up, guys? I'm with my good friend here, Sammy. He goes by Ariel as his artist name. We met in Cosmic Academy in January earlier this year. We actually finished in February, and I just wanted to give a spot where I can have artists, new artists, have a chance to tell their story and tell them a little bit about themselves. How you doing, brother?
Damn, you gave me like an intro and shit. Oh,
Hey, dude, come on now. You gotta keep it professional.
appreciate you. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate
Yeah, no problem, man. How's everything going?
going well. It's going well. Dude, I feel like I'm addicted to Chat GPT. No joke.
Bro, I've been using it a lot more these days, and it's very helpful to
Dude,
give you that initial idea, because you got to still tell it like what you want, but it gives you so much
uh,
information.
no joke. Like even aside from like using it to like for its potential, and like no, I feel like I'm getting addicted to it. Like I literally talk to it like it's my buddy. And it started talking to me and using like my lingo and my slang, and it's like copying me now. And so when it gives me reiterations and stuff, if I prompt it to do something different, it'll say, oh yeah, no, don't trip, fam, I got you. And I'm like, what, bro?
Dude, AI is it's becoming really crazy,
Yeah,
but
dude.
it's so useful. As long as you use it as a tool, then man, it's like the endless possibilities.
For sure, for sure. I think like people are really, really scared that AI is going to take their jobs. And sure, it might take a few, but I think what really is going to happen is it's not going to just take jobs. The people that know AI and work with it are going to be the ones that take those jobs.
Oh, 100%. If you're not using AI, then you're just gonna be left behind.
Yeah, it's
You,
crazy.
you got to
Like
know how to use it.
it's probably because of my age, but I literally feel like it is the internet boom again. You know what wild, dude. And I just sit there and I talk to it and like I ask it its opinion and its suggestions on shit. And I'm like, what am I doing? I've been sitting here talking to this robot for 4 hours.
Yes,
Anyways, that's what
bro.
I'm up to.
Now, let's talk about your journey, man. Like, I know we met in Cosmic. I'm glad we're in the same course together.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. It was
Yeah. Can you tell a little bit about just a little bit about yourself and like your music journey and where you started from where you are now?
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, I've always played music. I mean, I can't say always. I started playing music when I was like 11 or 12. I started playing drums in punk rock bands and then playing I went to metal bands after that. And then well, I want to say I was about 15 or 16 or so, and my friend took me to my first rave, and that's when I fell in love with the electronic music scene. And I'm one of those weird people. I don't know. I'm probably a poser, but like I don't like shift like phases, I want to say. I just like add more shit to my plate. So I never stopped liking punk rock or never stopped liking metal. I just also like electronic music now. And so I started going to raves when I was younger, and then like I started wanting to make my own mashups after that because I don't know if you've ever heard of like Super Mash Bros or Girl Talk or any of that, but like it's just like it was like doing mashups before it was heavily used, I guess, in DJing.
Hmm.
And I was like tripped out on it because they would take songs that I knew really well and would mash them up with other songs and create something completely new. And that tripped me the hell out. I was like, wow, this is insane because sometimes they would take songs that maybe I didn't like and they would turn it into something I did. And I'd be like, oh shit, this is game changing. Holy shit.
Dude,
So that's when I like really fell in love with like maybe the production side of it or even like what you can possibly do as a DJ. And then and so I never specifically got into DJing at the time, but I did really fall in love with electronic music, and even was making like backing tracks, electronic backing tracks for my metal bands and stuff like
hmm.
that. So yeah, that's part of my music back then before. I started producing and DJing. I also played bass and guitar in some folk bands and some country groups, which it's funny, but I mean, music is music and it all helps, I feel like. And especially being a drummer, I didn't really know melody, I didn't know notation or anything like that. And so just playing bass and guitar in some simple folk groups and country bands really helped me get an idea of melodies and song structure and what it takes to write a song and perform a song outside of just playing drums. But drums helps me with DJing for sure because it's all rhythmic based.
Yeah, they say you can count to four, you can be a DJ.
I didn't say it, you did.
Yeah, I said I heard that and I was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of music is 4/4, so if you're counting the four, you're literally tapping your feet every four bars.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. In electronic music, I mean, the whole point is for people to dance. And don't get me wrong, there's some wild, eclectic stuff that comes in weird counts and stuff, but that's like avant-garde kind of stuff. People want stuff like you can dance to, and I think that maybe that's a little bit of why I like electronic music also coming from like metal and stuff like that, where some of it got kind of complicated after a while. So we're like, man, like this stuff is just so like math and so like so crazy. And so I was like, man, I need something with some groove. And so maybe that could be part of what I guess attracted me to electronic music also is like this is something I can dance to. Holy
Something
shit.
something different, right? Especially coming from metal and
Yeah.
listening to different kind of music. I agree with you that all music is music. You listen to it, you enjoy it, you feel something from it, you catch a vibe.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
growing up, like listening to different genres is great. I don't understand people who just listen to one thing
Right?
because it
Or
gets too stale.
yeah, exactly. Or those people like, and don't get me wrong, I hate to put people in a group, but like I trip out on those people that hate on a genre. And I'm like,
Yeah,
how do you hate on a
100%.
genre? I'm like, I understand that you m may not like everything in a specific genre, but there's got to be something. There's got to be, like the best of that genre has got to at least pique your interest a little. Like sometimes I hear, like I don't like pop music or I don't like jazz or whatever, and it's like, yeah, but all of this stuff has its roots and it has its influence elsewhere. And it's like, you gotta, I don't know, I don't know, I want to get off my high horse here, but like, I feel like everything has its place for
Yeah,
sure.
my cousin said it best. There's like it's so great that there's so many different genres because there's something for everybody. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Whether it's dubstep, house, trap, hip hop, folk, funk, like jazz, there's something for everybody to enjoy. So, uh, yeah, I agree with you. Where it's like, where they like, oh, I hate dubstep. I'm like, you just don't understand it.
That's
For
exactly.
me, like, I didn't really like certain genres either. But as I got to get into music, I'm like, there's a beauty to it in any genre, what it is.
Definitely. It's all art, whether you like it or not. Yeah, sure. But it's all art. It
Yeah.
all has its place.
Yeah, maybe it's not for you, but it could be for somebody else.
Definitely.
Dude, we gotta talk about Cosmic, man.
Oh, I still feel like it's a blur. Man, that was wild. I want to go back to that boot camp though. That was so much fun. Like,
Oh man, it's so much fun in boot camp. It's like when I was like it was like watching a YouTube video. They're one of their YouTube. They don't upload as many these days, but maybe because I've seen them all. But it's really great, man. Like what made you decide to join a music program?
so that's an interesting one. I looked into Cosmic 3, 4 years ago, I think. At the time, I had a different job. And when I looked into it, I was like, man, I don't know if I had the time for this because I was working in an office, there was commute. I didn't have the leeway that I have now. And so now I was like, you know what? I really love music and I'm really loving music education as well and just learning more and not just music education, I guess just like learning as a whole. I didn't do enough of it as a kid, and so now I'm like, as now I'm, I'm picking up where I left off. But yeah, I guess so I was just like, I want to do it now. I know that there's a lot that I need to learn, and there's always going to be a lot that I need
You're
to
you're always learning no matter what. There's never ending.
Yeah, but I mean, I just wanted to put a little bit more into my hobby. I've been doing music for a long time, whether it be in bands, whether it be DJing or producing, and so I just felt like I needed to take another step, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you've been doing music for a long time. I only started about 4 years ago, but I just knew like I needed to learn, get into a program to learn and excel because you got YouTube.
Yeah,
You got like 20 different answers on how to use compression, how to use an EQ.
right. Like it honestly, if I can be candid, it what the music stuff was great. There was tons I learned, but I my social media game is very terrible. I'm stuck in MySpace. You know what I mean? And that's
Mm,
because of my age. And I know that. And it's because I've never wanted to step out of that. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, which was MySpace. And on MySpace, it wasn't like algorithm based. It was I put my music up, I put my friends up here, I follow people, they follow me, and that's what's up, And like it's not like that anymore. It's all algorithm driven, and some things catch on, some don't. And like, I really needed to just admit to myself, like, oh, I'm not good at this anymore. It is a kid's game that I need to learn, and just like we were talking about with Chat GPT, same exact thing. I was not allowing myself to or admit I'm really bad at this and it's something I need to learn. And so some of the key things I learned in there were the branding and social media and just kind of a little bit of a push saying, like no one's going to listen to your music if you're not putting yourself out there.
you have to.
That kind of shit like is it was a hard pill to swallow, but
Mm.
that's what's sticking with me. Learning, not only do you have to put yourself out there, but it's all about community. You can't do this shit on your own. It doesn't matter how good you are at music, doesn't matter how good you can write a song or any of that shit. Like it's all about community.
I 100% agree with you, and I'm glad we're in the best community, Cosmic Academy. That's what I learned in the beginning. When I was posting on social media, I was like, I gotta do it, you gotta get some exposure. Social media is free. Everyone has their phone in their hand. Like, I know it's algorithm based, and I always think I just gotta make better content. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. And I 100% agree with you where you need a community. Because if you're gonna do this music thing, doing it alone is hard as fuck. It's already hard as fuck. You need a community, you need people to back you up and just support you.
Yeah,
Like,
100%.
like, what are your struggles with social media though? I'm kind of curious because I know a lot of people struggle with it. Like, what do I post? What time do I post? Like, what is your struggle? Maybe someone can relate to it.
Man, right now, because like felt like I've deep dived like really hard the last month as to what I should be doing, and I've never done that before. I've spent like literally hours, and I know that sounds funny, but I'm old and I needed to do it. I wasn't born in the days of TikTok. I would MySpace was my jam, and so like learning these new things like it was tough. So I feel like I'm comfortable with that. If I can be completely honest, the hardest part is just getting over that cringe, putting myself out
Mm,
there, embarrassment. Oh no, my friends or family might see it. Oh no, some people might hate on it, kind of thing. And just like I have to look at it like my music. Yeah, some people may not like it, but it's not for everybody.
hmm
And that's what's scary about putting yourself out there like visually and stuff on social media because you hope that everybody likes it. And if you see maybe like, oh no, you lose a couple followers, it's like it's hard. It's tough. You know what I mean? Like it's real hard. Or seeing maybe just like a troll in the comments, that's real tough. And like I think that's the hardest part for me is putting myself out there and knowing that yeah, there could be some trolls and not everybody's gonna like it, and my friends or family may not like my, silly social media antics. You know what I mean? And I think I got to get over that. And someone told me recently, like social media, it's not for your friends and family per se. Maybe Facebook is, but we should be using Instagram and these things more as tools. And if I'm really, really that worried about it, go and get a personal account that's just my family or whatever, and only talk to them through there, and don't add my family to my artist account or something like that. And so I know there's ways for me to get past my silly insecurities.
No, 100%. I think for social media, you just got to get over all those. I know there's a lot of fears. You just got to get over and just do it. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get. And I also have like I have my music account, I have my personal account with friends,
Oh,
and sometimes my friends do follow me, some of them on my music account, and it's cool. I'm just making videos, trying to promote myself. Hopefully, I get support.
yeah.
And the hard thing about the internet and trolls is there's so many of them. And literally, if you have, let's say you have a great video and you get like 10, 20 great comments, I don't know why we always focus on that one bad one. I
Right?
don't know why. And it's so that's for a lot of people say the same thing where that one comment that said, "Oh man, this video sucks." You're just like, "Man, what did I do wrong? Like, how could I make it better?" My mentality with that is, "Fuck him, dude. Who cares?" I really fucking mentality where if I get bad negative reviews on something, I'm just like, "Oh, that just wasn't for you. Like, let me just move on. Don't let that one comment affect you."
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
it's kind of something you kind of have to learn and build. But
Yeah.
once you get over it, man, just keep posting. Like you said, you got to put yourself out there. The algorithm is terrible sometimes. I was just talking with this my last interview where she was saying like imagine spending an hour on a video and getting like 10 likes. How discouraging is that?
It's so tough. Oh my God. That's how like I loved doing my live streams back before but man, that's what would happen sometimes. I'd put so much production and so much effort into these videos, and it was like I'd get maybe 10 people that watched
Mm,
sometimes. And it was like, oh my God. Then I'd go on TikTok and I'd see like this
brain
weird
fart.
old lady dancing to this weird song, and it's like 10 seconds long. It's just 7 million views. You're just like, ah,
I just saw this recently on TikTok. There's a black screen. It's just a black screen for like 10 seconds. It has 3.6 billion views. It was the most viewed
not even
video on
that.
TikTok. It's literally a black screen. I'm like, how in the hell are
Not
it,
even mad, bro. I'm impressed. Like,
it's
oh,
like why am I trying so hard? That's why I think don't overthink things, just do it. Put it out there.
that's true. I should learn from that kind of thing. I definitely learn from that. Oh my God, man.
So I know we're like the same age, and I remember you telling me that you were started raving in like 2001.
We're the
I remember going to rave in like 2005. How different is it from what it was then to what it is now?
I think I'm like the boomer of the rave scene now. You know what's a trip to was like I remember the boomers when I was raving, which trips me out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're actually elderly now. Holy shit. Whoa. The rave scene was crazy. I mean, I was a kid at the time. I was going to parties where there were no age restrictions because they were literal undergrounds.
Like warehouse, like and fucking butt fuck nowhere.
Yeah, God, it was a trip. I remember the whole checkpoints where you would get the maps with a checkpoint, and then you'd go and then you'd find this person in a corner in this like in the desert somewhere, and then they'd say, "All right, cool, you've made it here. Now you got to go that way," and then you got to go travel 5 miles more into the freaking desert, and you're like, "Where am I going?" And then you're just like at this insane like desert trance party in like the middle of the desert. Like it's just, oh God, those were the times. And it was like, oh, I'm such a boomer, but it was like $5, $10, $15 events. Like, oh,
Man, I remember going to like a 2-day festival for like $60.
right,
Now
dude.
EDC, how much was EDC this year? Maybe like 500 maybe for 3 days?
I don't know. Man, the tickets were expensive. And my ass, I think I got GA plus this time because I'm like old and I was like there might be some perks like some seated areas or some shade or
I
something.
think you get a different entrance where it's like not as long, the lines aren't as long.
There we go.
You know. I mean, you've been to EDC in Las Vegas before, right?
For sure. I did the last time I was there, I worked it. I was on the it wasn't the purple shirts. We had blue shirts. I forget what it was, but it was fun. But my job, honestly, it was kind of funny though. It was kind of weird and really cringy. So I had to walk around with an iPad and interview people during EDC to get their festival experience.
Oh, man, you better have chosen the right people because some people at EDC walking around, you're like,
No one ever like was mad per se or anything, but some people were like, "What are you doing?" But like, I can't hear you. Like, you can't hear me. What are you doing right now?
yeah.
And it was tough. Some of the questions were really hard too, and like, yeah, some of the questions were like asking like real personal, real like stuff to like really gauge what people's like incomes were and that kind
Oh, like
of
that's
thing.
kind of personal to
Yes,
start.
exactly. And so it was really hard and I felt really cringy doing it. But the community itself working for Insomniac and like the staff and everybody was great. That was awesome. Just the specific task that me and a couple other people had. I don't know if they still have people doing that, but that
Mm.
specific task was very weird.
I think what they do now is they pay influencers to do that stuff.
Oh, hopefully. Yeah, because I'm definitely not an influencer. And oh
Yeah.
man. Oh, and you know me, I'm pretty introverted, so I really had to step out of my comfort zone.
Oh, isn't it funny? I think I said the 70, like 70, 80% of producers we're introverted.
Yeah.
They like to stay home, make music.
Yep.
I mean, maybe post it out there, but then,
Right.
like going out and meeting people, going to shows, you got to do it.
And half of it's just the facade, like we play it up on stage, and play it up. We're real big on stage, but yeah, we just like most of the time like to sit at home in our computers, just like
Right? Where it's comfortable.
Mom, leave me alone.
Oh, there's so many good content videos on that. It's so funny, man.
You just put out, like, or who was it? Yeah, or was it you? I think talking about going outside as a producer, and it's like, we do that? Like, yeah, I feel like freaking vampires sometimes. Oh my God.
Yeah, what you gotta go. Do you ever go for like you go for walks? You gotta get outside,
Oh yeah,
exercise. Just being in the studio all day,
yeah,
all night. It's not good for your health.
for sure. I had to do it more too, like because of my stroke, because my balance is all fucked up now, and so like, walking, I have to do it because like, yeah, it helps my balance now and stuff. Like, so yeah, for sure.
Oh, so talking about the stroke, I
Oh
guess
yeah,
we'll.
good segue. Here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know you have a crazy story. You had a stroke like couple 3 years ago or like 2021, you said?
End of 2023, so still a little
Oh,
bit
it's
more
like
recent.
2 years. Oh, it's pretty
Yeah.
new. Yeah, do you want to talk about that? I think that's a
Yeah, dude.
story, man.
It's fucking wild. I wish I had like I always tell this to people, but like I wish I had like a fun story about what happened. Like I did all these drugs and man, yeah, I had a stroke because of it or something fun.
Mhm.
Like I was skydiving and had a stroke.
Oh my God.
Like I have a fucking kidney disease that I was unaware of. And I've been living with it all my life and had no idea about it. And so I've had high blood pressure all my life, but we've never known why. My doctors never knew why. It was because of this fucking kidney disease. So like it was the end of 2023, no November 3rd, 2023. I can't believe I still remember this.
Mm,
Um, November 3rd, 2023. I was on lunch break at work. I work from home, but I was on lunch break, so I was eating some food and literally I got like the worst like vertigo ever. And that literally it felt like the room just flipped upside down.
whoa.
I was like, have you ever been so drunk where you get the spins?
All the time.
Well, this was like the spins times 1,000. It was like
So
flipping
it's
upside
that
down.
weird feeling, huh?
Oh, it was awful. And so I'm lying down, and so I call my dad and I tell him what's wrong. He's like, it's probably got to be food poisoning or something like that. I'm like, oh God, all right, whatever. And so I try and like wait it out, and it's like 24 hours go by. I'm still feeling terrible. I'm like, this isn't right. And so he takes me to the hospital. And so he takes me to the emergency room. They check me in, and it literally, like, man, this felt like forever. It was 4 hours that I had to wait in the emergency room before getting admitted.
Wow.
Yeah, and that felt like forever. And like I don't know why, but like whatever kind of stroke I had, it was some type of like blood thing in the back of my head, something like that, some type of blood clot. And it felt like someone was taking like an ice pick and just like hitting the back of my head with it. It was like the most excruciating pain ever. And so I was like, oh my God, doc, you guys need to do something. So finally, they like put me on a bunch of morphine and stuff. They took my vitals, like checked everything. And they're like, they didn't find the stroke, but they did say you have a kidney disease. And we think this is why your blood pressure's so high. But they still didn't find the stroke, which I had, which
What
was
the
great.
hell?
Yeah. And so they sent me home. And the reason they sent me home was because I was not insured through that doctor.
Oh my God. Freaking welcome to American Home Insurance.
Right? Yeah. It's like, here we go. And so I kind of like, I was talking gibberish at the time. And my dad couldn't really understand me. The doctors couldn't understand me, but I was telling them I'm not well. I don't feel well. Like I can't go home. They sent me home. And so I go home and like 3 days go by and I'm like, I feel like I'm literally dying, dude. It's wild shit. So my good buddy calls me, my best friend, since I've been like 8 years old. He calls me. I don't know how or why, but I was able to pick up the phone, but I couldn't really talk to him. After like 10 minutes of me talking gibberish to him, he ends up calling my dad or my brother or something like that. And he's like, you need to take him back to the hospital.
Mm,
He is not good. So they end up calling a 911, who then take me to a different hospital, who immediately found that I had a stroke. And so then I was admitted for first 6 days and I couldn't eat or drink anything. And so like I lost like 17, 18 pounds and I'm already pretty tiny.
yeah.
Like that was like a lot. I literally like felt like I was dying, but like I couldn't eat or drink anything. Like I was extremely nauseous, like really terrible. One funny thing that happened though, and I really funny. I was so out of it while I'm in the hospital and in this, yeah, stuck in this hospital, not eating on all kinds of morphine and whatever, all these drugs. I guess like there were families from other patients that were walking outside my room and stuff. And there was also, I guess, a hospital pet that would come by to some of the stroke patients as like recovery and like care and like therapy and stuff like that. I didn't know all this because I was still like recovering, still all out of it. But I heard dogs barking in my sleep, and I guess like I woke up or whatever, and the nurse comes in and I'm like, "What the fuck, nurse?" And she's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "This is the worst hotel I've ever been at." It's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "You have dogs and kids running around screaming in my hotel room, waking me up." And she's like, "Oh my God, honey, you need to go back to sleep."
Yeah, dude, all those drugs are not a right mind state.
It was gnarly. Yeah. So they put me on all these drugs. Finally, I'm able to start eating again. They then put me in their in-house therapy unit where I work with a physical therapist, a speech therapist, and some type of other therapist.
Did
I
you have
don't
to
know.
relearn how to do everything? Walk,
Yeah,
talk, everything.
exactly. That's what I had to learn how to do. The first thing they taught me how to do was brush my teeth on my own. And so like they held me up and brought me into the bathroom and like made me brush my teeth. And I felt so liberated because I was like, I couldn't do anything up until that point, and they helped me. And it was wild. And so then I spent a week after that in care, learning how to walk and talk again, going from a wheelchair to a walker to a 4 point cane to a single point cane to finally no cane. And that was all within like a 12-day span or something like that. And then I had 3 months of outpatient therapy after that, where I would go to the therapist and like walk more and start to work out and do all these crazy things where I'd like recite numbers and like word problems and like
Whoa.
mental gymnastics and literally just like yeah, it was wild. Learn how to do math and stuff again and
You
crazy.
just literally just re trying to reprogram your brain to just relearn everything that you knew prior. You just had to remember it, right? And just do
Exactly.
it over again. That is crazy, man.
That's exactly right. And I guess like the the easiest way to recover is by doing it immediately. And so it was so hard. I remember they would have me strapped into this thing on a treadmill. It's like this body suit kind of thing with like these like harnesses and stuff because I couldn't hold myself up,
Mhm.
but I needed to learn how to walk. So it was like this thing that was holding me up, but like me learning how to use my feet again. So I couldn't do it forward, so they made me do it backwards. And so I retrained how to learn how to walk again by going really, really fast backwards on a treadmill. And it was so tough. I was so out of it that like it is kind of gross, but like literally after like 10 minutes of running, I would need to go sleep for 3 hours and then go puke, and then I'd have to go do it again.
Wow, just repetition over and over just to get it.
Yeah, it was wild, dude.
Bro, that story is really crazy. I'm so glad that you're okay now, right?
As much as I know,
Yeah.
I'm kind of held together by medication now, but
Uh,
medication and good spirits, I like to say.
you gotta have good spirits always. That's literally what makes you stronger. And
Yeah,
good people around you, good energy.
yeah,
The meds are, I think, just, it just helps a little bit.
yeah. Blood pressure down.
Yeah, blood pressure down. But I'm glad, wow, that story is, I'm glad you're with us. I'm glad we got to actually meet in a music program, you
Right,
know? It's so
definitely.
it's so crazy how everything works where we, we're both in LA. We went to Cosmic Academy at the same time. We're doing this little podcast interview thing.
It's awesome,
It's
man.
fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah, things aligned correctly. And I trip out on that. And, Cosmic talks about how, like, you're going to find a community through this, if anything. And they even say, like, yeah, you're going to learn music production, but that's not like their focal point per se. It's
Mm.
about the community. And they're right. It's true.
Oh, 100%. Because the music production part, it's you can't learn it in 5 weeks. No matter how hard Zach teaches us,
Yeah.
it's something you can't learn in a short period of time. I mean, I've been doing it for 4 years. I'm still learning.
Right? Yeah.
You
We're
do it
all,
for 10 years, you're still learning.
yep.
I want to talk about community. I know we're in like, man, cosmic community is so big. There's so many people from all over the world. I remember Justin telling me he was in Thailand and he was like, man, the community in cosmics everywhere. I was literally having a dinner with one of the students and his mom in Thailand. I was like, bro, that's so crazy to
Yeah.
be in a network where even for us, I know we just got in not too long ago. Let's say you and I go to Chicago, just look up Cosmic alumni, be like, hey, we're in Chicago. Like, do you want to meet up? Like, do you know any good shows or something? The community is everything. And like you said before, you have to be plugged into a community. You can't do this shit by yourself.
No.
So, how do you feel about the cosmic community so far?
I mean, it's great so far. Everyone that I've linked up with has been awesome. Everyone is really motivational and in it for the same thing. And once you find people that have the same goals as you, I think that is huge. Like there is, man, I'm thinking about a cosmic video now. They just put out a cosmic video and it was like something along the lines of like, uh put people in your circle that want the same future as you, not the
Mm.
same past as you, or something like that.
Oh,
So,
I saw that video. I 100% agree.
and I was like, oh shit, that one spoke to me because it was like, holy crap, that's what we do all the time is we hang on to friends that, and it's good to hold on to friendships. I'm not saying like disband friends, but like also find people that want your same future, have the same goals as you, and like find those work relationships that are really going to help you build yourself and bring you up. Because your old high school buddies, they're not necessarily there to help your artist career. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
there's
your
like drinking buddies.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck? What do we expect out of them anyway? Like it's kind of silly. And like I lived this way for a long time, my whole like 10 years that I was like doing this stuff. It was always asking friends and family to support my bullshit.
Mm.
And it was like I didn't realize like it's not the way to do it.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, sure, find friends that will support you and all that, but they're not there to help build your music career. I'm not out there helping my friends build their future careers in retail or in the kitchen or whatever, you cooking or whatever it is that they do. I'm not doing that. So how can I expect people to help support my art? You know what I mean? It's like, no, they're your old friends, and that's what they are. You went to high school with them or whatever, and like that's it.
Yeah,
And
that's the hard truth that I've recently realized where a lot of people say like your friends and family, like they're not your fans.
yeah,
They can support you, be like, hey, you're doing a great job, like keep going. Like I'm rooting for you. But they don't have to buy your merch,
yeah,
stream your music. I mean, if they like your music, that's awesome.
shows and shit, and like
Yeah, like come to your all your shows because say you're playing every weekend, you expect your friends to come every week, support you, and like you want to build like natural fans, like other people that literally just love your music and love your vibe, love your brand.
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's exactly it. And to go back to Cosmic and their community, they help you find that community, and it seems like constantly I'm just finding new people that are also in that circle and that are wanting to link up and talk to you and like help you and help support you, and that is just really really cool. I think I don't want to say it's just in DJing and producing, but I think it's in every field. There's so much competition and there's so much gatekeeping,
Mm.
and I feel like Cosmic kind of tells not tells people but instills that it's like that's not necessarily a good way to build a community is by gatekeeping. Like
You got to share.
share your time, share your thoughts, share feedback, share your what you can do. Like if you're good at something, help out, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And so that's just I find all that kind of stuff super beneficial. The fact that they really talk about community and that kind of stuff, that like, yeah, music is important, but it's so much more than that. So much more than
100% agree. We're all in this together and having there's 900 plus students now after like Cosmic has been around for like 10 years. We're all in it together and having 900 people telling you like going to feedback or like having people to connect with.
yeah,
That community is everything.
right. And we're new as hell to
Yeah,
that,
we're new, we're fresh.
completely new. And so, when I hear some of these people that have been in there for a few years already, and it's just what it has done for them both mentally and physically for their careers is amazing. And I'm really excited to be a part of that group, and I really feel like it's definitely helped me progress more just this last year that we took this. Just this last year, I feel like I've progressed way more than the 10 years that I was doing this beforehand. And that doesn't mean, that I didn't put out music or whatever before, but I think I just have a better
Mentality, right?
right, yeah, like a better mentality, a better idea of the a road I want to take to get to where I want to go. Before, I was just the blind leading the blind, like I was just following people who also were just following people, and they didn't know what to do or anything like that. And I was always getting led in different directions, and that's partly my fault too. I can't put that on other people, but like it's so cool now to find again people that have that same goal as you, because you're like, well, shit, they have the same goal as me. So they have got to be following it's a somewhat of a similar path. And everybody's path is going to be different. We're all going to
Hmm.
do this differently, but finding someone with the same goal is just, it's huge.
Yeah, no, 100% agree, man. Like there is no one direct path to your goals, especially in music.
Yeah.
You can literally just be at the a club at the right time and I don't know, we're standing next to someone super important and just be kind. Rule number one and always be kind.
Right.
And bam, like they could, I
And
don't
have
know, give you an opportunity.
keys on you.
Huh?
And have multiple USBs on you.
Yeah. Multiple.
Yeah, man.
That's
Always have
true.
music on you.
Gotta keep that in mind. Just buy a bunch of cheap USBs and have, I don't know, a bunch of unreleased tracks. But like, oh man, like I know you. I really love your music. I love what you're doing with that brand and label. Here's a USB if you would please check it out.
Yeah,
Be kind and opportunities will come once you let it present themselves, you know?
for sure.
Kind of going back to what we said, you got to get out of your house.
Dan, that's been one thing, man. Yeah, I'm trying to make it a point now. Like before, I would make it a point to go out to shows to party. Now I'm trying to make it a point to go out to events to meet people, to like support my friends who are DJing. Like I'm I'm going out for such different ideas now, and Cosmic definitely had a an impact on me that way for
Oh,
sure.
for sure. Like when I go out now, I'm not thinking about just drinking and like having fun and partying. Get there early, talk to the bartender, see if you can find the promoter or the manager or something. Just build relationships. And like just like I remember what Justin says, no one wants to listen to you if you got Molly breath and alcohol like like reeking out of your mouth.
And when, like man, I was like, man, am I allowed to laugh at this? Like,
No, that's funny because it's so true. I imagine. Remember, I, I guess you remember when we went out a couple weeks ago and there was just this two people just like talking. I was like, what the hell is going on?
yeah, they were a trip, dude. They were cool.
Yeah, they're cool though. It was just funny. Ah, man. It's so crazy how that just going out now, it's so different. Because like let's go back to like raving back in 2005 when I first started. It was such a candy culture was such a big thing back then. Plur culture.
Yes.
It's still there. It's just a lot different.
Yeah.
But I will say like the production and the new like raves these days. Sure, EDC first time I went in Las Vegas it blew my mind. Cause I went to the one in LA
Oh yeah.
and that was you know, it was a shit show. But the one in Vegas and just the production on all of them Beyond Wonderland, Ultra, Tomorrowland, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. It's a good time to be going out to those festivals, be into this music.
Like when you go now, it's like stepping into a dream. You're like
Yeah.
literally in a different world when you go to those things now. Like what Insomniac has done is just mind blowing. The first event I ever went to was an Insomniac party. I think you and I were talking on the phone the other day. Uh, man, the Orion, that place.
Yeah.
If anyone, if anyone has ever heard of the Orion in downtown LA, you're my peeps because like that was my joint. Like that was my place. Like I felt like I lived there. Like that place was gnarly as fuck. The first time I ever went, I was 15 or 16 years old. I had a big mohawk. I was a punk rocker. And I remember I had gone to a lot of punk rock shows at that time. It's just like everybody's drinking, fighting, and I loved it, but it was violent. It was
Mm.
like, it was different. And then I go to a rave and regardless of what I looked like, my hair or whatever, people wanted to come up and like hug me and talk to me and be like, you know, your hair is amazing. Like your clothes are awesome. Like, wow, your background is just so cool. And I just like, I tripped out on this coming from a punk rock, like,
Yeah. Totally different culture vibes.
yeah, I'm like, what the hell? This is great. Like, people just want to hug and stuff. And like, like it took me to understand that, like, yeah, like there's some other stuff involved with everybody that wants to hug you, but the community was great, and like it was insane to go from violence to peace like that, and yeah, it was just it. That's what stuck with me, and so going back to those days, and I remember, man, like I didn't listen to like back then there I can't say there wasn't dubstep, but it wasn't like is
Not what
like
it is today.
it was like the big things then that was close to dubstep was jungle. You know,
Mm.
a lot of jungle back then. My favorite, believe it or not, and it's so funny, like I listen to a lot of happy hardcore, I listen to a lot of trance, and I listen to a lot of hardcore, hardstyle, and gabber, which was like my punk rock version of EDM.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and so it's like I found my punk rock, I found my metal in EDM, but I also have trance and happy hardcore, which is like the most euphoric kind of stuff ever. So then I was like blending these things. So like I remember just going back and forth from the happy hardcore to the hardcore room and just loving it. Just like completely different types of music and just oh, so much fun. And I was totally one of those candy kids too. Like I literally had one of those chain wallets, but it was actually the McDonald's Play Place balls all strung together on like a big rope that I had around. I used my rave name was Animal because I was a drummer and I really, like Animal from the Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
And so like my rave name was Animal. I had like a little animal backpack that I always carried around with me.
Oh, it's so fun. I can totally imagine you. For some reason, I can imagine you like like painting a picture in my head. You had just like a backpack,
Uh,
just like candy culture, and
oh
just
yeah,
going around, just going to the hard style stage, hard groove trance, you know.
so much fun. Take me back, man.
Yes, it was totally different back then. I remember back then I was more into just trance. It's funny, I didn't really, I grew up listening to like the Alice DJ, Like,
Yeah.
all, like whatever was on TV, like more commercial. And once went to a rave, I'm like, it's just 10 times, 20 times as more different because you're hearing it on those big speakers, big festival. I think Paul Van Dyke, Tiesto, like those are the guys that were killing it back then, you know?
Yep.
And so they're always headlighting. I remember Cascade was like middle tier back when I was raving. Now he's headlighting everything.
Yeah, definitely. Man, I saw a really cool headlining Cascade show a while back. An old friend had taken me because like I was listening to a lot of dubstep at the time, and my friend, she listened to a lot of like poppier stuff. Her favorite was Cascade. And she's like, she took me out to go see Nervo once at like Sound Nightclub, and then she took me out to go see Cascade. She wanted like me to hear like more poppy stuff,
Hmm.
and so I had fun. She like Cascade threw down. It was like it was supposed to be a 2 hour show, but he ended up playing like a 3 hour event.
Wow.
And it was so much fun. And I I realized, at that time even that like I shouldn't hold on to genres, like I shouldn't be elitist.
Yeah.
Like
If it sounds good, it sounds good.
exactly. That's oh my God, man.
It
And
makes you feel something, then it's doing the job right.
right, exactly. But it's like it's hard not only as like a dumb kid, but it's also hard because again, my dumbass, like I grew up in punk rock and I still have
Yeah.
vibes and stuff. So there's a lot of like kind of like a elitist culture in that. And like if you listen to any kind of stuff that's on the radio, you're a poser and all that.
Yeah.
It's like
So-
I had still a lot of that like deep kind of ingrained in me, unfortunately. So I had to get over that kind of stuff. So yeah, she took me out to go see Cascade, and I was like, that's vibes, bro.
yeah. Cascade is vibes.
Dude, it's so good. And then when I saw him singing on his own songs, I was like, you can do that? You can
And
sing
it,
on this?
and it
Like
sounds good.
you can do that? Oh my God, bro. Like he's a goat, dude.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people back then, Cascade was their entry to some, maybe the newer Cascade was like an entry to like house music, the EDM culture.
Yeah.
Because man, his music is all his old stuff. I remember just driving home like 6 a.m., put on a Cascade track, just vibes, just going home after a long night of partying.
So good.
Uh, let's talk about what things do you have coming? Like anything you want to like plug in?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Like I see I don't know how much I can talk about it, but like oh, that's silly. Yeah, fuck it. I can talk about it. Who cares? What am I saying? Anyway, uh dude, it's kind of funny. So I got a song coming out and it's not real recent. It's gonna be later on this year. I think it's June we said. So it's still it's gonna be a couple months, but I'm super stoked because it's the first song since my fucking injury. And like, so like, not the song, I love it. The song's great, but like, it means so much to me just because like, you to have to learn to walk and talk again, and you can still tell like I have a little bit of a stutter and stuff, so like I still have a bit of a speech thing, but like to be able to do music, which is something I love, makes me so happy, and so I'm really stoked on it. And so it's kind of funny. It's like how we got homework in our boot camps for
Yeah.
Cosmic.
A song a week.
Yeah, dude, I one of those tracks like it was like week 2 homework or whatever. I got everybody's feedback on it. Everybody gave me such good feedback. And then I had Taylor Torrance. He looked at it and he was just like, "Bro, it's a good track. You can just do these couple things, man. Boost up the master a little bit." Showed me some mastering and just like helped me clean it up. And yeah, I'm really stoked on it. And I was able to get it signed. So that'll be coming out in June this year. I'm stoked. They want to put out a DJ mix with it, along with it too. So I haven't Haven't put out a mix since getting out of the hospital, so that should be fun. I got my decks out of the garage, and
Mm.
so I'm just getting back to it and I'm really excited and hopefully I can start getting back on stages soon too, but just to have some music come out and 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 I'm just excited.
No, I can totally tell. I'm super excited for you after coming from your injury and be able to start walking again, talking again, make music. Like
Right?
such a blessing to be able to do that after going through all that. You know what I mean?
Definitely. I wasn't sure, man, like, because that recovery period, it's weird and it's kind of like I go in and out sometimes, like it was so weird, kind of like the first month or two, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm recovering really well. And then I'd take like two steps backwards.
Mhm.
And so like now I finally feel like I'm really on a path to recovery. And so yeah, like I even people talk about like why is your Instagram like so like small? Like what's going on here? You don't have much content. I had hundreds of pictures that in my weird mental recovery state, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be continuing this shit anymore. I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what's next in life for me. And so I was in a weird mental state and I completely wiped my Instagram. And now I'm just trying to build it back up again. And
Starting fresh.
yeah, right. Just starting fresh and to be able to do music is so cool because I mean, I was like, to stare at computers and stuff was like making me like nauseous and stuff. And to work with therapists to be able to look at computers and stuff again. And so, yeah, it's a blessing that they were able to really help me out. And like I had such good care between the second doctors I had, family and friends, and Cosmic, and just so it's all been just like really positive and helping me and motivating.
Dude, that's so fucking amazing.
Man, yeah, yeah,
Dude,
it's
I'm so glad we got to do this and like I want to continue this. I mean, this is just the beginning. You're only the second artist that I've done this podcast with. There's a lot of people that we know that we can get on here. A lot of Cosmic fam. I'm pretty sure a lot of them will be 100% interested in doing this.
hopefully
I think so.
they don't, they're missing out. This is,
Yeah, right?
you know, can't thank you enough for putting me on and like, it's cool. I know like as I was just saying, my social media is like kind of it's starting fresh again and I'm my old music, it was put on a halt for a little bit and but so I can't thank you enough for, putting me on and giving me a spot to showcase my shit. So thank you.
Yeah, dude, no problem. And we'll definitely clip these, we'll post it on stories, you know. You got to market this stuff just like your music.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely.
all right, cool, man. I really appreciate you, bro. All
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you for having me.
right, cool.